Top 5 G5 players in the transfer portal. I decided to eschew another spitting, venomous rage at the committee top 5 today and focus on the transfer portal. These are guys who are all, I would assume, are going to move up into the Power 5. Number 5, Jalen Hussy, cornerback, Bowling Green. Huskey, I'm sorry. He is one heck of a player. He's 6'1", like 190. That big corner can really get after you. He's going to get a ton, and I think he already has had several big-time offers to move into the Power 5. I know you guys might not be completely familiar with him, but he's one of the ones who's going to jump up. So I keep an eye on him, and he's probably going to wind up in a big-time program.
Yeah, looks like he's got good numbers, and I don't know much about him, to be perfectly honest with you. So, yeah, your word's as good as what I got to go with here. But, yeah, I've seen his name floated around a little bit, and there's going to be a bevy of guys, on this list amongst many, many others that are going to be making that move up. So, a name to keep an eye on.
Number 4. Chandler Rogers, quarterback, North Texas, led the conference in passing this year. This is someone I think that Baylor needs to pursue. And I don't know if they're...
I think they did last year, and I'm sure they'll do it again. Yeah.
I think they need to absolutely, completely pursue, make this happen and get Chandler Rogers. This is going to be a good fit for Jake Spavital's offense. He's a bit of a dual-threat guy, can move around. They need someone who knows that offense. They need a second quarterback anyway, or a third quarterback, to go on the roster, and they need someone who can compete for the starting job and probably win it, and that's Chandler Rogers. Now, I don't know where his other offers are going to come from. Everybody needs quarterbacks, but if I'm Jake Spavital, this is where I've got my bullseye right now, because I think it's probably a realistic and good fit of a target.
Brought this up. Garrett double-checked it. We did a game at the Cotton Bowl that was lightninged out eventually. The game never did finish. He was the quarterback at Lake Ridge High School in Mansfield, and you could see that. I think he was a junior or a senior. He was very highly thought of as a quarterback at Mansfield Lake Ridge High School.
Yeah, if you followed along with UNT, he had a really big year for them. They had a pretty productive offense, and Jamori Macklin, their wide receiver, is also in the portal. I think that would be a great get for whoever pursues him. I think Baylor getting a combination of those two would be really good. I think that should be the plan, is to get both Rogers and Macklin. I think that would be a big upgrade for them. But he's a guy that's, very good both with his arm and his legs. He has that ability as a real dual threat. Started his career elsewhere and then found his way to UNT. So one of those guys that's moved around quite a bit already. But, yeah, he's a really good player. I think there's going to be a lot of attention on him. I don't know who else has already offered for him at this point. But Baylor very much in the mix, and I think that they should be.
Number 3, Dequan Finn, quarterback, Toledo. He, led the MAC in everything this year. He was fantastic. It seems like every MAC quarterback is actually in the portal and trying to take that jump up because, again, there's value here. And I kind of think that sometimes the better way to go is not Steven Simcox and I talked about this on the triple option. He brought this up, and I agree with him. Sometimes the better way to go is to get a guy like this that's in the G5 that's proven they can play at the level, as opposed to a guy who maybe didn't live up to a star rating at the Power 5 level. The ones who...
Well, most of those guys end up going, there's 3 or 4 of their Power 5 are like high 4 or 5-star players. But these guys that come out of the MAC, these guys that come out of Ohio Valley, there's some talent and individual talent that has proven over the first couple of years of the transfer portal. I
would not be surprised. He's going to have a lot of choices, but I would not be surprised to see him wind up with a pretty darn good Big Ten school, Dequan Finn. If not somewhere else around the country, because he's put up yards. He's done it. So.
Chandler Rogers started at ULM. That's what I was trying to think of with his other school. Dequan Finn's a really good player. Good numbers. Read a lot about him, seen his name thrown around quite a lot. In this quarterback market, he stands to make a good bit of coin as well, I would imagine. But, yeah, another guy who seems like he's primed and ready to jump up a level.
Number 2, Marcus Carroll, running back, Georgia State, had a fantastic year this year. He's in the portal. If you need a running back, this dude will get you some yards. He's got like that perfect, like shorter running back, 5'10", 215 build. Runs between the tackles, got some burst. He is a guy who's going to find his way probably into that southeastern part of the country or the Atlantic Coast Conference. But, again, you never know with the transfer portal. People can kind of come out of nowhere. Recruiting is way more national now, but this is another one to keep your eye on.
Had a really prolific year, double-digit touchdowns, 1,300-plus yards at Georgia State. They had a good season, and he's a really good player. And, if you're in the market for a running back, I think Missouri's already got him visiting this weekend. There's already some details out about some of the attention that he's getting. So the Tigers is, potential landing spot for him. But, at least Georgia State to the SEC is already a possibility, but I'm sure there will be many other suitors.
All right.
Number 1, Trey Moore, linebacker, UTSA. Yep. He is going to make some money. And he's at a position, linebacker, that is like ever changing in the world of defenses now with 3-3-5s and, whatever it is. And he is kind of your classically built, 6'2", 6'3", 235 linebacker, gets after the passer, does all those things. He is going to have his pick of where he wants to go. And he might be one of those dudes in the transfer portal that gets 40 different calls, like straight up and down, come here. Like wherever he wants to go, he'll probably be able to go.
Well, they fought off a lot of players over the years at UTSA with Jeff Traylor, including Frank Harris. But, he's just a tackling machine.
I already saw a lot of signs pointed to Texas here as a possible landing spot for him, but as you said, there's going to be a lot of other suitors as well. That's just the reality of being at UTSA or any program right now as you stand to lose your best players, but especially at UTSA. I'm surprised to see Jeff Traylor back after another coaching carousel, but there he is. We'll see what they can do as far as the post-Frank Harris world, but you'd love to have Trey Moore back, and that's just the cold reality of the transfer portal era. So, he's going to take a step up, maybe just down the road to Austin or any other number of places, but he's a guy who's already getting a lot of attention.
All right, Paul, thank you very much. Again tomorrow, 365 Sports Tonight, 3 to 6.